Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to I Command, and we've got another game log review for you all, and this time I wanted to do another feature on the Wassakah Hunting Ground map from Bosk, the Bosk expansion. I know it's been out for a while now, we already had the other map rotate in after it, but it's still in rotation for another two rotations. And it's a map that I personally have almost been struggling with, honestly. Like, it's a puzzle for sure. It's a weird map. It's really good. I think it's a good map, but it's just weird. It's so much weirder than any of the other maps we've had in a long time, with the difficult terrain and the doors being so far away from one deployment zone but close to the other deployment zone. It's really weird. And so I wanted to take another look at another game. I don't think this was associated with a tournament or league or anything, but we're going to just take a look anyway, because it looked like this one has some cards we haven't seen in a while as well, like the Wampas and the Nexu, and it'll be interesting. So we are looking at Josh versus Blaide, and Josh is playing a creature brawler list for Scum, and I've got Lion Ambush up on the zoomed in window here because it is a card that I don't think a lot of players get much experience with, at least unless you were playing IACP back in like Season 3, Season 4, where it did see a lot more play. But Josh is playing a Scum list. He's got Maul with the Dark Saber, which I'll put up here as well. Dark Saber attachment on Maul, so he's effectively 7 points with that. He's also got Jabba, extra armor, 2 Wampas, and it looks like one of them is being put in reserve with Lion Ambush. He's also got Beast Tamer to give his creatures extra movement, an Elite Nexu, which is 5 points instead of 6 points in IACP, Dr. Afra, and Bib Fortuna. And he's playing against Blaide's Empire list. And Blaide is playing Iden Versio, Captain Taro, Grand Inquisitor, Second Sister, Delmico, BT1, regular officer with advanced comm system, and then Zillow Technique and Rule by Fear. And he's got the Dio companion there for Iden. So very interesting list. We'll note that Blaide has gotten initiative. It doesn't look like there is devious scheme at play here, so normal rules for initiative, and Blaide has taken the red deployment zone. And I want to note here that based on the data I've collected so far from games with this map, it seems the red zone is pretty favored. I think it has about 60 to 70% win rate based on both missions, not specific to either one mission. We are playing on Watch Your Step. This is the one where the difficult terrain is not hard to move through, but each time a figure moves into difficult terrain for the first time each round, it will suffer 1 strain. So a little bit different, kind of takes away some of that hard to move through terrain there, replacing it with suffering strain. But just like the other mission, each of those neutral mission tokens, called caches, they are worth 4 VPs at the end of the round for any player that controls them. Alright, so let's get into it. We're going to see Josh playing from the blue zone, which seems to be the unfavored zone on this map. I'm going to try and move this so we can see both scorecards here. Let's move this guy up here. There you go. Now you can see both, and we're pretty zoomed in, so you can see, we should be able to see pretty well here. Alright, so Blaide has initiative. We're going to draw our command cards. Josh still doing his setup here. Doing extra armor tokens, so he's got block tokens on Maul and on the Nexu. It's been a while since we've seen Maul, I feel like, too. I feel like, Maul was really overhyped in Season 4. When he first came out, he can kind of delete anything that he can get up to and touch if he can get close, but he's still speed 4, no mobile, no extra movement points or anything like that. So no reach, so I guess he does have reach, but then he loses focus if he goes for the reach. Alright, so Blaide, using Rule by Fear, discards Field Promotion. Interesting card. Let's see, how many of his figures are leaders? Ah, the Inquisitor is a leader. Del Mico's not a leader. I don't think Second Sister is a leader. And I do think Iden is a leader. So Iden Tarot is a leader. It's interesting. He's got Iden Tarot and Grand Inquisitor. That's why he's playing. What is that called? Field Promotion. It's basically a celebration for your leaders only. All right, and it looks like we are going with. Oh, here. We're gonna look at it here. There's Field Promotion. And it looks like we're activating the officer first. Going to push Tarot 2 spaces and then move up next to the terminal. Josh's turn, although it looks like he might be passing. Oh, Josh is excavating it with Afra. That's why we saw it got picked up there. Who can use it on Josh's side? Maul's a brawler. Afra's not a leader. I think Bib is a leader, so Bib and Jabba are the only ones that can play it, weirdly enough. Only after you attack a figure. So I doubt this is going to be coming into play, but I think Josh is just getting his value out of Afra here by excavating it. So Jabba going to activate, going to draw a card. Focuses up the Wampa. Okay, Del Mico is going to activate and is going to use that Gifted Mechanic ability to give a power token to himself and BT, who's a droid. And you're going to move up next to the terminal. We've got Bib activating, focuses up to Nexu. Now this Nexu with Beast Tamer might be particularly well suited to take advantage of or overcome the disadvantage of being in the blue deployment zone on this map. Since he can move so far and deep strike into Blaide's very secure position there with the terminal. Now interesting where he's put Maul, especially since from what we've seen before, that is not really a very safe space up here. Let's see, I believe you can attack that space. But you can't draw a line of sight. So you do have to be here to attack that space. Which is not super easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I guess it's not. You're pretty safe there. It was just in that last game with IG-88. Being able to move 8 spaces and then attack made that not a safe spot. Alright, well, Dr. Afra, though, is going to open the door to the middle room, and that leaves that Wampa very exposed. Now, Wampa is usually very good on this map because of their efficient travel ability, which lets them ignore difficult terrain, and similarly, Nexus are also mobile, so they can basically do the same thing. Alright, so that Wampa is activating now, and we see it moving quite far to the south, using its hunger ability to gain an evade power token, and is able to actually control the cache there. A very nice play by Josh, moving through the difficult terrain. He does suffer a strain though, because he's not mobile. I believe it's non-mobile figures suffer strain, so that sucks for figures that have efficient travel, and unfortunately takes it as a card discard from the deck, and it's going to be take initiative, which is not going to hurt him next round, but it could definitely hurt the following round, round 3. Alright, so we've got Second Sister going to activate. She can also ignore the terrain, interestingly enough. Really cool actually is that you can, if you start on a non-difficult terrain square and then use Force Leap to jump to another non-difficult terrain square, you don't actually enter the difficult terrain, so she doesn't have to suffer the strain for that. So that's very nice. But this might have been an aggressive move. This is his second to last activation. Josh still has the Nexu left to activate, and now has a clean attack here on Second Sister. Now this may be a bait to get his Nexu to come out so he can attack it with Tarot. Oh, but that's a pummel. So used Beast Tamer for free movement, and now is playing Pummel with its remaining 2 actions to attack twice here. Oh, not going to play Pummel? Oh, going to use Expose Weakness before he plays Pummel. That makes sense. And this card is going to apply Pierce 3 to the next attack the Nexu makes. But Negation being played by Blaide, especially now that he knows Take Initiative's out of the picture, it makes sense to go ahead and negate that. Hopefully, potentially keep some of those blocks. And here's the Pummel. And the Nexu is focused. And going to automatically bleed. And let's see, we're doing 6, search plus 2, 8, so 7 damage there to Second Sister, who only has 10 health. Second attack, unfocused, that's going to do a lot, I think. 5, 6, minus 2 is 4, so yeah. Zillow technique, I'm not going to be able to save her there. So Second Sister goes down to the Nexu. And now Blaide needs to really punish this to make it worth sacrificing Second Sister there. Interestingly, Tarot also has efficient travel and also does not get to benefit from that on this map. Still has to take the strain and is going to Flamethrower here. And Flamethrower is going to be really strong against the weak Nexu to weaken it. Ooh, Savage Vigor. Okay, so not Flamethrower, he's going to actually attack it. So he's actually attacking it. And the Nexu is playing Savage Vigor. And that is going to... Oh, sorry guys. That is going to reduce the attack down to 2 attack dice. But Tarot gets to choose which ones he wants to keep. So most likely going to be doing blue and red, or blue and green, excuse me. And he's not weakened, so he does benefit from Cunning and the block token. And that's going to do 0 damage to that Nexu. Oh, Tarot does have a reroll. But no, still going to be 0 damage. He needed another surge to get through that. But interestingly enough, Tarot is contesting the objective while controlling the other one. So both players are going to get 4 VPs from objectives, but Josh is up 5 points thanks to the Second Sister, and also took another one from Jabba, so he's actually 10-4 right now. Oh, Dr. Afra going to excavate the Pummel. And if Blaide does not have Take Initiative... Oh, he does. Okay, but does Josh have negation? Nope, no negation. So Blaide is going to take the initiative back. Try and attack and weaken this Nexu. Oh, is this Aiden? There's a +2 damage. Interesting that he went with Aiden before Tarot. So did 4 damage there thanks to the Pulse Cannon and the Droid Kit, giving her power tokens and doubling them. And now Dio gonna activate, so maybe this was the plan, is go with Dio. Oh, I see what's happening. This is a Call the Vanguard attack. Okay, so that's what happened. So Aiden attacked with Call the Vanguard there. Right? No? I'm not sure. Because Aiden's exhausted, so... There we go. Okay, now this makes more sense. Go with Tarot. You should definitely Flamethrower first. Okay, well I guess it didn't matter there, and that was a pretty bad attack. But he does have a reroll. Reroll the green. So we're going to look at 3 damage, Pierce 2, which leaves the Nexu with 1 health. Oh, no, it doesn't? Why is he dead? Flamethrower, I guess? Oh, yeah, okay, so he Flamethrowers there. And that's going to trigger Dying Lunge. So Nexu attacks... Ooh, bad attack there, too. Looks like only 1 damage, and I think Blaide could probably discard for Zillow to add +1 block, and then he doesn't have to take the bleed. Yeah, looks like he's going to discard 4 strain, which makes sense since Second Sister is dead, to add +1 block, and that way he takes 0 damage, and he doesn't have to suffer the bleed from the Nexu, since you have to deal damage in order to inflict a special condition keyword from an attack. And now it's Josh's activation, although Taro still should have movement points from mounted. Okay. So I think what's happening here is we're going to see Lion Ambush triggering. So before deployment, after deployment, activates a group. So he activated Taro. If you have 3 or more exhausted or defeated groups. So he's got the Nexu's defeated, but nobody else is exhausted. So no, it should not come out yet. Okay, Taro's going to move up closer. Interesting. Still going to be controlling the middle cache, but no longer contesting the right side cache. Dib going to activate, going to open the door and move over to the terminal, so not focusing anybody this round. And then it looks like Blaide passed. Yep, Blaide passed. Okay. So now we're seeing that if Josh, so now Josh activates Jabba, focus the Avra, draws a card, and now after Blaide activates this activation, the Wampa Lion Ambush will trigger and it will come into Blaide's deployment zone. Okay, Blaide just using Del Miko to give himself and BT a token, and now the Wampa is going to come in. Oh, and there's a command card being played, Survival Instincts. Use at the start of your activation until the end of the round. Apply +1 block and +1 evade. So this is going to be a very tanky Wampa. Does Hunger work here? Because how did we work? How did we word Hunger? Start within 2 spaces. Okay, so yeah, Hunger is live because the officer's 3 spaces away. So the Rancors, or the Wampa, is going to get some free movements from Hunger. Beast Tamer is still live if he wants to use that, although he might want to save that for the other Wampa. And Pummel should still be in the discard pile, excavated. This is going to be a pretty gnarly Wampa. Okay, and Wampa does have reach, so it looks like he's going for Iden. Not playing Pummel, so I'm guessing he played it on the Nexu already, but I don't remember him doing that. Pretty sure Nexu died. Surprised he's not pummeling here. Or maybe he is and I just can't see it. Oh, well, there's the pummel. So I think he is pummeling. So pummel for 2 attacks. First one targeting Iden. It's going to do 5 damage, it looks like, and probably cleave 3 to kill the officer. Yep. So 5 damage to Iden, and then second attack, probably targeting Iden again. Ooh, not a good roll. I think we're going to see 4 damage there, and then it's going to move back. Alright, now Blaide just needs to lay fire into this Wampa to kill it, although it's going to be easier said than done thanks to Survival Instincts and that Evade power token. But Iden's going to activate here. Pull our card up. Just going to gain that token from Dio and attack the Wampa, who's getting +1 block and +2 evades. Oh, he's not going to spend an evade token, okay. Oh, that makes sense. That was good he didn't do that. So that's looking at 6, 8. So 5 damage into the Wampa there. It's got 7 health left. Dio's gonna come and take a shot. Not gonna do anything. Yep. Does nothing because of the survival instincts. After gonna take the focus attack on Terra here. And Terra rolls 2 blocks. Pretty good. I think Zillow's probably gonna get exhausted here, which means we're looking at 5 damage. Pretty good. Focused attack. Okay, BT attacking the Wampa. Gonna spend that power token now, and it paid off. 2 surges, 2 evades. Alright, so with the power token, we're looking at... Oh, we gotta roll the defense dice. Ooh, triple block. This is still gonna do some damage. This might actually kill. Let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 4. 4, so... Okay, no, he's not gonna kill it. Gonna leave it with 3 health left. 4 damage. And now Maul is going to absolutely delete Taro here. It's going to use the Darksaber ability to perform a attack with a red dice. And then it'll become focused with dual-bladed fury. Didn't get any surge tokens though, which is probably what he wanted to see. Although this doesn't kill, does it? This is only 3 damage. Actually, he's going to leave him with 1 health and get you again. And now he's going to get the surges he wants to use stock play. Although he does have double block defense, so he can still make use of the movement points there. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to move up, control the cache, and be closer to attacking Blaide. And if Blaide does not kill Maul this round, Maul is going to be able to activate no matter what. Even if he dies next round, he will still be able to activate, and it's probably going to deal a lot of damage. So discarded Apex Predator there for the strain. And wow, Josh is way ahead, 21-9, because Blaide is still working on killing this first Wampa. And so far he's only killed the Nexu. Inquisitor going to use a lightsaber throw, it looks like. Another triple block. Oof. With survival instincts. I think that's only 1 damage going through. I really wish he had just moved adjacent. He could have gotten the reroll from the precision ability. He had just moved 1 space closer. He could have forced the reroll on the black defense dice. And gonna discard ferocity. Whoa. Is Blaide playing ferocity? What? Whoa. Why is Blaide playing ferocity? What is he? He doesn't have any creatures. That's like specifically, it almost feels like it's teched against Josh's list. But it looks like he discarded it for strain for moving the Grand Inquisitor in. I am really curious why ferocity is in his list there. Okay, the Wampa gonna activate. Now, interestingly, the Wampas cannot open doors, which is kind of funny when you think about it in relation to the lore. But yeah, they're non-sentient, so they can't interact with doors to open them. So that Wampa's actually locked out of that area. And it looks like he's going to move through the terrain. He's going to discard looking for a fight for the strain. And going to go for the attack on the Grand Inquisitor. And that was thanks to Beast Tamer, right? He's got 3 movement points from Hunger. 1, 2, 3. and then a move, 1, 2, 3, and then Beast Tamer moves. Yeah, he's still got one movement point left, so they're quite mobile now with their new hunger ability. Oh, but that's a dodge. So nothing doing for the Wampa. And now both players again controlling 1 cash each. So they're both going to gain 4 VPs. So Blaide to 13, Josh go up to 25. If I'm not mistaken. And it looks like Survival Instincts is going to be excavated. Interestingly, could he excavate Ferocity? No, I don't think so. Oh, no, I think he could. I think Josh could excavate Ferocity from Blaide's discard and play it at the end of this round, but it looks like he wants Survival Instincts or Pummel instead. Oh no, he's got Pummel in hand. So he excavated Survival Instinct. I don't think he's going to play it with this Wampa since he's so close to death. But he's going for the Pummel, double attack, targeting Delmico. And if he gets the cleave, which it looks like he did, he's going to kill Iden as well. What was that? Intelligence Leak? Oh, discarding Intelligence Leak for +1 block for Zillow. So Delmico is going to take 5 damage. And Iden's going to die to the cleave. Cleave 3 there. And then second attack with Pummel. Still targeting Delmico. 6 minus 2 is 4. So I don't think that does it. Actually, how much health does Delmico? Oh, he has 8. Actually, I think he's dead, even with the discard, the Zillow discard. Oof, that was a big one for Josh. It's going to go all the way up to 35, and Blaide down to just BT and the Grand Inquisitor now. And he still has to deal with Maul as well. It's probably going to mess him up pretty badly. Oh yeah, they're just remembering he didn't gain his VPs from the cache earlier, so he's actually at 39 and Blaide's down at 13. And it looks like the Inquisitor are going to go for Bib Fortuna. This time we're going to get adjacent, so he has that precision reroll, which you might want to use on either the green or the yellow. Or the green. Yep, there you go. Okay, so that's probably going to do it. 5 Pierce 3. So that is going to kill Bib. And he's going to play Celebration. Oh, but Josh has the negation. And I think that's going to nail it down for Josh here, because he's just going to move up and kill BT with Maul's double attack. So Blaide goes up to 16. Oh, but Blaide has strength in numbers, so he can activate BT, who costs 5. BT going to go for the kill on the Wampa, plays Tools for the Job, since I think, did he use? Oh, he did use Survival Instincts on that Wampa. Okay. And he also has a block token. And there's the Tools for the Job, adding another red. So it's going to be 5, 6, 7, Pierce 2. And I think that's going to do it against this Wampa. Yep, Blaide goes to 22 now. But again, I don't think BT... Can BT get out of range? Or they're just going to call it? Okay, they're calling it there. So, I mean, BT could have moved out of range. He could have gone 1, 2, 3... He could have gone here and been out of range of Maul. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unless Josh had, like, urgency or something in his hand. But then the Wampa would have been able to reach him. Let's see what they said in the chat. Save Savage Rigor for BT. GG, calling it there. Yeah, you win. Yeah, can't contest anything. GG. Oh, okay, so that's what Blaide's saying. The objectives here, he can't contest all 3 objectives, so Josh will just end up winning on the objectives at the end of the round. So we saw there. That's how you win. That's how you win on the blue side of Wassakah Hunting Ground. You play Lion Ambush, and you just break through your opponent's back lines. Because otherwise, this terminal area is just really hard to break through to when you have to break through all of this. Whereas the red side can kind of come up into here and attack whatever you've got hanging out, whatever the blue player has hanging out over here on the terminal side. So I'm starting to see why the red side is so favored, but it looks like Josh had the answer there in Lion Ambush to break that super defensive position by putting a figure right in the red player's deployment zone. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you again for the next one.